Hi, Tech Audiophile. Can you hear me okay? Hi, Bruce. Great, you guys can hear good. I'm always worried about that. Sometimes I have left something on that I shouldn't have. Let me find out something here. Okay, I got my all of my stuff for my third watch, the third one that I want to make, and what I wanted to do is to, first of all, see who was interested. Hi, Clyde. Who was interested in making watches, and so I thought, well, we'll have a discussion about that. This is the American, well, it's not the American, but it's the independent watchmakers that they have an organization called the Organization of Independent Watchmakers, and it's in French, so I don't know what it is exactly. Hey, Art. Hi. Anyway, I thought, well, this would be a good time. Hi, Mark. I came up with a name. I came up with this name, and it's the Society of Pretentious Watchmakers. I thought that was a great name for it because, well, mainly because it's not to be something. Hi, Javier. It's not something to be taken overly seriously in the sense that we're going to be we are and we aren't actual watchmakers. So I like the idea of being pretentious watchmakers, and in French it's even more pretentious, I thought. Hi, TM. Is it true that you paddle in a large pumpkin? You're thinking of Clyde. Sorry. Anyway, the whole idea is that if you're interested in doing this, how would you, as it's sort of an organized group in the same way that the independent watchmakers are, we could be sort of an independent DIY makers. Anyhow, let me get my, let's see, where is it? Oh boy, I can't find it now. Here it is. Okay, here's the last one that I did. Okay, this was supposed to go to a friend, but there was a illness that he couldn't. He had to help somebody, and so he couldn't come. And anyway, so I thought, well, this is the kind of thing we can do. And this one's brass, and the price of the whole thing was a little over $100. And in a hobby where we easily spend thousands of dollars, it's sort of a neat thing to do, and we can learn a lot about watches and so forth. Okay, so what are your views on that? Is something that you guys would like to do? Tech Audiophile, I know that you were interested in doing it. Clyde, how about you? You had some stuff because we were looking at some watches, Clyde. I know that were made with the same movements. This one is an ETA 6497. Okay, that has the this one will have the small seconds at 9 o'clock. Boy, it's hard to get the light just right on these things. Anyway, so I have this. This is what I'm going to be using. And then this is the case that I got for it. And as you can see, it's got the sapphire window on either side. Yes, Clive, you're right. The small seconds at 9 o'clock. This is the strap that I got for it. And what I'm going to do for Sunday's video is to go through all of the steps. Now, I know there's a really good one on by the guy who's the watchmaker, but just I thought, well, you know, we can get together, and then the kinds of things I think that would be a lot of fun or and fairly worthwhile to talk about would be things like, you know, sources for getting movements and sources for getting the other kinds of things like cases and dials and hands and what we can make ourselves. So one of the things I became interested in is the making my own enamel dials. Enamel dials are really expensive, and watches with enamel dials are. And the first one I made, I did get an enamel dial from Tourby. And by the way, too, that was another sort of a place that I found. Tourby has a lot of watch parts that they sell, and and including cases. Their stuff, hi Bacon Eater, their stuff tends to be fairly expensive, but it's really good stuff. For example, that dial I got, the enamel dial was $50, which isn't too bad. And I was wondering, well, you know, this is the kind of stuff, the kinds of tools. There's this, oh, I forgot the name of it. This is, whoops, there it is. This is one of the most valuable tools in watchmaking. It's a putty. And I forgot the name of it. Anyway, but it's this putty that watchmakers use. And it's good for everything from cleaning watches to picking up little parts, to do everything with it. It's really incredible. What it amounts to is really a tool that's used a lot in watchmaking. So anyway, that's a cool thing. Hi, Bill. So anyway, these things are finger cots. They're these little, look like little ends of a glove, and you put those on so you don't gum up the movement and everything. Hi, Javier. Rodico, that's right, Javier. Thank you. We can assume that depending on where the movements are purchased, they are reliably lubricated. No, you can't, Javier. That's another thing. I think another fun thing I think we could do is if you get, for example, this one that I got this, and it's a ETA, and they come lubricated, okay? Now, on the other hand, there's a Chinese clone of this one called the ST36. I think, in fact, the whole name of it is the ST3600 by Siegel. It costs about a third of this. I've worked with these. They work great. And when you're learning, if you break something, and if you really want to do some interesting stuff, you're liable to break stuff. At least I have. You're not breaking the most expensive thing. I forgot what this one cost, but it was, I think it was 100 and something. Whereas for another one I have in here, it's like this one. And it's a pretty cool one too. This one was like $30, and it has a swan's neck regulator. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that we can do. Now, this one, without the lubrication, watch will work, okay? And you can really time them well, but they're more likely to break down sooner. So what you want to do, and what I want to do, is learn how to do the lubrication. Here's the neat thing about this particular movement. Now, I've been, after totally destroying a very small Société, man, I tell you, you touch something and it flies out, it suddenly disappears. I mean, it's like a magic show. You got a part and you're trying to get it loosened or something, or you're trying to get out of the watch, and all of a sudden it's gone. And the ones in the Société 210 this course I was taking was working on. It was the dumbest thing. It was dumb of them to suggest that. Then I took the course that they had with the Horology Society of New York, and they use the 6498s, which are 6498, 97. Hi, Kurt. 64, 97, and 98 are pretty much the same, but they got bigger parts, and so they're harder to lose. And of course, I guess you also get a little better at how not to lose stuff. And any tricks that you have. This is what I like about that Rodico putty. Anyway, those are the kinds of things that I like to do. And Javier, if we could learn how to do our own lubrication, and we can, and here's why. With the 64, 97, and 98, you can go to ETA, the eta.ch, I think is the name of it, but I'm not positive. You can just look it up. Oh, hi, Tom. How you doing? The Thomasaurus, you're in New Zealand, right? Is that correct? Thomasaurus Rex? That's why it's morning, I'm assuming. Anyway, something like I think I got to get a hold of you. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Now, you were working on solving the problem of the Jacquet 736, right? Is that correct too? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I owe you a watch. You won that that little contest we were having. I'm glad you showed up here. So once you do this, email me the where you want the watch sent, and I've got about 4 or 5 that I'm giving away. They're all brand new, and so I'll be sending that to you. So after this, shoot me an email. You have my email address, and so do that, and I'll send you pictures of all of the watches and tell you something about them, and you pick the one you like. Okay. Well, let's go back to the watchmaking. Yeah. If you the thing that's nice about the 64, 97, 98, especially for people like me who are sort of apprentice to an apprentice to an apprentice, they have bigger parts, they're easy to work on, and oh, good. Yeah, good luck on your exams. If you go to the ETA site and you go to their mechanical watches, I mean their mechanical movements, and then you go through a few other things, and there's a PDF file. And if you download that PDF file in French, German, and English is one, and the other one's in some other languages. So just about any language you want, you can download it. And they show you the type of lubrication you're supposed to use and what the lubrication points are. And so, now you don't have to take it apart to lubricate it. You take the movement out, and the jewels have holes in them, and you can lubricate it through the holes. I mean, where you're getting started at this, taking them apart and putting them back together, I'd have to do that about 50 times with them, and it's fun. It really is. But you gotta really concentrate on it. It also helps to have some people who know what they're doing, who are there at the same time. Okay, let's hear what some ideas of some stuff that you've done. Hang on, somebody from New York is called. I'm going to let it go. Good. Okay. It's probably a robocall or something. Certain robots I like, though. Okay. So any ideas that you have or kinds of things you'd like to do? I know that I think it was Tech Audio File. You wanted to talk about how to regulate a watch. It turns out, I mean, these big ones, it's really easy. Um, you can use a toothpick. What these are called, these are pegwood sticks. I got a bunch of these, and there are two types. One, you just want a pointy one, and the other one you want to sort of flatten a little, like a little screwdriver head. And the flattened one is for holding down one part when you unscrew something else, so it doesn't go flying out the door. So that's, you know, pegwood sticks. But like I said, you could use a toothpick, and what you do. Let me see. It's super simple. Oh boy, let me see if I can get this where you can see it. Oh yeah, that works. Okay, right. Ooh. Right there. See that little pointer? Well, if your watch is, if your time grapher shows that your watch is running slow, you just move it toward the plus or the fast side. If it's moving fast, you move it toward the slow side. That's all it takes. And what it's doing, it's making the hairspring a little longer, a little shorter. If it's a little shorter, it runs faster. If it's a little longer, it runs slower. Now, you don't have to move it very far. You just move it a little, and boom, and you get great results. I mean, unbelievable results. What kind of, do you guys have time graphers? Who's got a time grapher? Just say, I got a time grapher. Anyone? Come on, there's got to be somebody here who has one. Javier, you know about Rodico putty, you must have a time grapher. Yeah, Clyde, okay. Okay, all you guys have one. Yes, great. Okay, well, have you ever tried adjusting it? It's not that hard, and basic time grapher 1000. That's I've got a couple of them. That's one I have. I don't have a time grapher. Use an app on my phone for regulation. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Clyde, yours is still in the box. Get it out of the box. Here's the neat thing. When you get one of these movements, and this is for people who haven't done it yet, you get one of these movements, and they come in these little plastic holders. And what you can do, you can just attach your clip. Now this is the one I'm using, is the Frederick Constant. It's called the Frederick Constant Analyzer. And what you do, that you get this little cord, and then you get the software, and you put it on your Android or your iPhone, and it does a great job. Plus, it has a little database for you, so you end up with a database, and you can record all of your let's see, what does it have? It has your error, and it has, what else? It's got all of this information, amplitude, error, how many milliseconds you're on or off. And, oh yeah, it figures out automatically your, whether your frequency, it figures out your frequency for you. And it also, but one of the things that you have to do yourself is figure out the, what's called the angle. It's, oh, wow. Hey, Techno Autofile, you can get it for 35 bucks. I love mine. It's the easiest thing in the world to work with. It's probably not as good as the other one, but I like it. Okay, now, Javier, what you can do, this is what, yeah, you don't have to open a watch to use your time grapher. You simply, if you have a watch, you simply, put the watch in the time grapher. You have this the bottom side, if you use the Freddie Constant, the bottom side goes where you're going to have the movement make a noise, and you clip it like that. Now, this watch, I did the timing on it, and it's like almost perfect. I can't say that for all my other watches. Hi, Rasher, how you doing? Yes, yeah. So Javier, you don't have to open up a watch to do that. You do have to open it up for adjustment, but you don't do your adjustments on, good grief, don't take out your, your good watch. I wouldn't touch my FP Journe or some of my other really good watches. Nuh-uh. This is what I like about as the sort of this type of hobby, is that, we're talking about, this is my expensive $100 movement, but most of them are like $30 movements. This was another actual ETA movement. Some of my other ones are the Siegel, and I love those because I'm not afraid to try as much stuff with them. And so what I'm going to do for next Sunday's video is that start off, I think the first thing you do before you make a watch, hi, watch aficionado, how you doing? The first thing you want to do before you make your watch, hook this up to a time grapher, either the Freddie Constant one, and then, or an oscilloscope, like accurate, ultra accurate. Oh, yeah, an oscilloscope. those, yes, those are fantastic. What I'm talking about, we're at a more affordable level right now. You can get one of those ones that, what do they buy? Technophile or something like that. I think they might be that, the Time Grapher 1000 that they have. Those are great. They work. Now, they're not the kind of thing that you're going to have that a professional is going to do. But if you're going to be a pretentious watchmaker like me, then you don't need that. Okay. All right. So one of the things you do is simply make the adjustment to the, so you can see it there, make the adjustment to the regulator and time it, find out which way it should go. And you don't have to push it, just push it just a fraction. And, even we're talking millimeters here, or maybe even parts of millimeters. Okay, yeah, the FC tools are cool. And the thing about the FC tools, they're really easy to use. And like I said, you hook them up to your iPhone or your Android, and you're all set to go. Let's see. This is see if I can get it just right here. There it is. It looks like it's backwards. This is for the 6497. You can see at 9 o'clock is a small seconds indicator. The other option, of course, is to do what I did with my first one, is that you have to cut the post off for the first one. Hi, Kwame Stefan. How you doing, Steve? Oh, good. Oh, Steve, what are you building? Oh, they're on the way from China? Yeah, let me give you a tip that I should follow myself. That's this. When you order from China, at least this has been my experience, order everything at once, because it takes anywhere from, I don't know, about 3 weeks to a month and a half to get your stuff. 6497 base watches, 2 of them. Great. That's what I had, one to break and one that worked. That's how mine ended up. Don't break it though. I mean, it's like the way I broke. Well, it's not broken really. It's yet to be fixed. I'll put it that way. What I did is that I took it apart I took apart the 6497, and I took out the I think it's called the fourth wheel, which is the seconds for the small seconds. Snipped off the bottom of it so that it wouldn't be sticking through, and then I could put the dial on top of the movement. Well, getting it back together wasn't so easy after that, because the little post that had gone through that held on the that would hold on to the second hand was also helped keep it in there. So this turned to be problematic. Deeper activities. What deeper? Oh, and watchmaking. Have you considered purchasing suitable movement oils? Yes, watch aficionado. Yeah, this is what I was just talking about. Forgot the name of it, but if you take a look at that PDF file that I mentioned that you can download from eta.ch, the home of that. Hi, Kurt. Yeah, there are some key words. Kurt, that's a good question. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can bring up my PDF file with it here. And where is it? Here we go. And rats. Hang on, let's see if this works. Okay. What I'm looking for the, here it is, great. Okay, I don't have this thing set up so I can show it to you, but I can describe it. And it has all of the diagrams and everything that you need. And this is for the 6497. And if you scroll down, I think it's almost near the bottom. First of all, it gives you the name of every single part. This is what's so fantastic. And you can use it with your clones, your ST36 and ST360. I think it's 3620 is the name of the 6894 clone. Okay, and then you keep going. It has pictures of all the parts. It's okay. Now, what you'll see is a little thing that has a circle and like a point on it like that. And those are your oiling points. And then, but what the neat part is that you use different kinds of oil. And this is very important. You put a fraction of a drop. When I was taking the Horological Society of New York course, they said, man, you got to be really careful with oiling. I'm going to take that's one of their more advanced courses than the 3 that I had from them. Okay, so you got the oiling points, and they have different color little pointers, and some have a different number of dots. Some have 1 dot, some have 2. But they give the name. Here it is. It's called Mobius, M-O-E-I-B-U-S. One is HP 1300, and the other one is Mobius D5. And so you have different. Wait a minute. You can use either one of those. Is what it's saying. Now there's another one that's Mobius something else. It's got it in 3 languages here that I'm reading through. But anyway, yeah, the name of it is Mobius. Now, there's something that some of the real watchmakers were telling me. They said you can get these. Hi, Joe. Hi, John. Hi, Redskins. How you doing? One of the things you can get, and I'm not sure where are the exact names of them, but you can get these little pins, and they're full of the right kind of lubricant, okay? This Mobius lubricant. And you got to know the number, because the stuff that is used a lot needs a heavier one, whereas the ones that use less uses something lighter, okay? So you don't want to put the wrong ones there. The Fofo Flieger. That's a great name, Steve. Yeah, audio lubricators. Yes, that's it. Thomasaurus Rex. Yes, that's exactly what they said. And they last a long time. I mean, it's like, they could outlast your life. Yeah, precision tip oilers. Well, I see there's some that come loaded, and there's some that aren't loaded. I guess you get a bottle or something of the oil, and then then you can load those on. What you want are the preloaded ones that are all set to go. It's Steve's Fofo Flagger. That's a great name, especially with a group called the. I have it in French. Did I put it up? Let me put it up again. I have the French term for this organization. Let me see. Put it down here. There it is, and that's for the Society of Pretentious Watchmakers. I thought that would be a great name. And they could have a lot of fun doing this stuff. And boy, I tell you, save a bundle. So that's something else. Now, to tell you the truth, I haven't got to that point yet. What I will do is that I'm going to put the watch together before I do the oiling. And you say, well, that sounds nuts. Why don't you do the oiling ahead of time? And because I want to deal with what a real watch would be. And if I'm going to do any kind of servicing on my own watch or somebody else's that would trust me with it, what I want is to simply go to those points right now. You can see the jewel points on it. Now, like I said, this is from an ETA 6498, and this was already been lubricated. But the thing is that on some of these other ones, when I get them, then they're the ones I may need to lubricate. Right now, the one I'm working on has already been lubricated. It's another ETA 6498, but I have another. I have one that I broke, but I have one that's not broken yet. So the one that's not broken yet. That's something else. Actually, I've seen a lot of people who have been taking apart watches and fixing them up and putting them back together again. And to tell you the truth, that's a little over my head right now. That's why I like getting ones that are nice and big and easy for me to work with. But eventually, I could go out and get a watch and sort of like, it's sort of like, dropping a fixed up engine, souping up a car or something like that. But I mean, there's all kinds of fun things you could do with this. And again, hey, Rudy, how you doing, man? The whole sense, I think, of what we could do is just sort of helping each other out, and trying out different things. There are a lot of similar ones. Well, the damaged one is, I'm working on that right now, but I'm working on a new one. There are certain really good standards, I'll put it that way. And sometimes if you break something, there are sort of shortcuts to how to do a workaround. And I was told by somebody, oh, you can't do it that way. You have to go out and do this and do that. And he was probably right if I were a real watchmaker. But I'm a pretentious watchmaker, and so I'm more than willing to use a workaround that works, and you know, you don't have to go out and re-weld something. I can't do that. I could, you know, go out and find somebody who could do it, but that's, you know, that's not the purpose. Really, the purpose is to have some fun with this stuff, and you know, find some neat outlets that we can get stuff from. Is that? Okay, we're not using high beats. Hi, Bill. Yeah, mine too sometimes. Uh, High beats, you know, when I was at the show last weekend, I was talking to all of these guys who are the top independent watchmakers, and every single one of them, not only were they using below 4 hertz, hi, Michael, they were using below 3 hertz. They were all working with 2.5 hertz, or 18,000 vibrations per hour. So, you know, with an El Primero is one of my favorite movements. I love El Primeros, by the way, watch aficionado, but I'm not going to try to mess with one of those things. I mean, it's not what I want to do. I like the whole idea of a low beat. I like the bigger balance wheels. I like everything big so I can work on it. I mean, I'd probably get one made out of Legos if I could, but they're too big. Okay, did you ask any of the watchmakers why they sometimes don't specify the movement? All of the guys that I talked to did specify the movements, including, you know, there was that poor kid from Mont Blanc, and you know, I came up and, all right, I wanted to find out about the relationship between Mont Blanc and Minerva, because Minerva's got some, my God, that movement that was in the that Mont Blanc, that's one of the finalists at the Grand Prix d'Horlogerie right now. If you, I had a picture of it in the video, but man, it's a beautiful movement. You got to look at that thing. Really gorgeous. I forgot the name of the watch. It's a chronograph of some sort. John, hi. Junk watches are a good way to practice. Hey, who you calling junk watches, John? Huh. Collecting junk watches. Yeah. There was a place in San Francisco that was, the way I like to look at it, it says, we buy junk and sell antiques. That's the same thing. I buy junk watches or junk parts, but then I produce antique watches. Actually, no, I don't know. I'm really not interested, at least me, somebody else may be. And oh yeah, Clive, yeah, the guy was skittish. How'd you like to somebody start asking you about Minerva, and then the next thing switch over and say, oh, by the way, how come you're using 18,000 vibrations per hour when all of the other ones are using 28,800? And he came up with a great answer, though. Yeah, he was, poor guys. I felt bad for him. I get most of my junk watches from recycling websites. Oh, really? That's interesting. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, if it doesn't work, yeah, you're not out. Those are some interesting things. This is, you know, this stuff that Thomasaurus Rex just said. This is what I hope we can do. Yeah, flea markets. This is what I hope we can do with this group, is that we can just sort of like figure out where we can get stuff and not have to spend a lot of money. When some of us, me at least, is trying to save up for a watch by a master watchmaker. You know, and making faux fleekers. Yeah, that's another thing too. The sources for some neat stuff, especially dials. Yeah, some of them. Yeah, I know. Watch aficionados. Some of them have moved to the higher beat. You know something interesting though? Audemars Piguet, uh, all of theirs are 3 hertz or less. Uh, and when you look at the when you look at the, let me see, what are they called? Oh yeah, when you start going up in price of it, for example, looking at Patek Philippe and some Vacheron Constantin, I noticed that they were the ones that had the lower um, frequency. Redskins, that's not funny now. You shouldn't make fun of people. That might be us pretty soon. Okay. Jesus. That's something that Clyde would say. Okay. Phony flaggers. That's not bad, Clyde. Estate sales. Blair. Hi, Blair. Estate sales. Yeah, you know, estate sales, though, you can get some really nice watches there. Okay, well, listen, I got this great logo. The logo is what do they call? A French hipster. Okay, I figured that would be a great one for a logo of that. All right, well, listen, my time is up. So donated non-working pieces. That's you guys have a lot of stuff. Right now, the only junk I have are the ones that I broke. So I've got a ways to go. So anyway, well, what I want to do, like I said, next week we'll have a thing on. It'll do 2 things. This is for Sunday's video. We'll do a thing on regulations, and that's one of the things. And the other thing is I really want to go through the whole process of making a watch. So if you haven't done it before, this would be a great time to pick it up and to do stuff. Give the link to join the Pretentious Watchmakers group. Kurt, I've got to make it. What I thought I'd do is to put together a Facebook page just for Pretentious Watchmakers. And we could have 2 levels, okay? On the one hand, what we could have is the people who have done it, okay, you got to make a watch. That's part of it. But if you want to make a watch, we're going to do it the same thing that they do in outlaw biker gangs. We're going to get you a prospect rocker, and you can wear it on a vest, like that. Anyway, are the berets purchased separately? No, you don't get a beret. I'm the only one who gets the beret. Sorry, Clyde. I'm the beret guy. These are really comfortable, though, and if you don't have anything to keep your head warm other than your hat, they're even better. Oh, wow. You got a Hamilton. That's nice. Okay, I'll set up the I'll set up the Facebook page, and we'll set up the Pretentious Watchmakers, and we all have to learn how to say it in French. Okay, all right. We'll see you then. Take care.